breakout that we've been waiting for, we were in this range since the start of May till, June. So we were in this like month-long consolidation here. And we eventually broke out. We got the nice impulsive move that continued for quite some time. Wasn't like the lackluster previous all-time high break where we went about 2% and then just started ranging. We got a real move on Bitcoin here of like, just about 15%, trended over a few days, like absolutely beautiful. This is exactly what we wanted to see. And, typically what happens every single time, you get your impulsive move and then you start to range out. And it's super important to understand the different environments in which you're trading, because when you're trading this leg of the market here, this leg of the market here is going to be treated or should be at least completely different than this leg of the market here. And one of the most important things that you can do as a trader is understand how to identify these different market dynamics, when we're trending, breaking out, and when we're ranging. If you can identify these correctly and adapt your strategy in real time to them, you will be extremely successful. If you cannot do that and you try to trade this leg of the market here, the same as you did in this one, you are going to struggle. You're going to give back your profits. You're going to round trip everything, and you're going to go through mental turmoil. And that's, exactly what this leg of the market is designed to do. So it's also important to understand, and I'll take questions after this. I'm just going to go over some higher level basic stuff over the last 2 weeks where we've been. But so basically what happens when we break out from a range like we did here is we get this trending move. Now, Bitcoin takes over in these trending moves. Bitcoin's always king in these trending moves until we get into this here. And then we see ETH and alts play catch up. And you can very clearly identify it on the charts. And this is something you guys should be paying attention to in back testing. So we have Bitcoin tops out here, which is, what is that? That is the 13th, 14th of July. Now, if you look at the Ethereum chart on the 13th or 14th, where's that? So the 14th is here, right? So we did have a rally, but after Bitcoin topped out, right? Sorry, it's Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin topped out, and it didn't do much. It started trending, it started ranging, right? It even went down. Look at this lag down on Bitcoin, and then if you look at Ethereum lagged up hard, right? So you can see very clearly in the charts, after Bitcoin makes its move, it'll start ranging out. Money will flow into Ethereum first. You can see Bitcoin went down, Ethereum starts going up, and going up aggressively, very aggressively, right? We went from 3,000 all the way up into 38. It's almost a $900 move, right? That's like 25. What is that? That's a 32% move on Ethereum. That is fucking ridiculous. If you rode that lag on Ethereum with a nice position, you made profits for 2-3 months if you did that correctly. If you rode the whole thing perfectly, obviously. But just let me pull up my chat here on my phone so I can see if there's any questions. But you can very clearly see that the money flows from Bitcoin to Ethereum after Bitcoin's done its move. That's normal. This is normal market dynamics that you guys should pay attention to, you guys should study, and you guys should understand, because it's going to help you understand where capital is rotating to and where capital is flowing to. And these are the natural flows of the market. So same thing, Ethereum rallies really, really hard, 32% move, absolutely insane. We've been waiting for this breakout on ETH for a long time. And then Ethereum starts to range out too. So again, you don't trade this leg of the market the same as you trade this leg. If you're trying to swing all your positions in here, you're trying to catch those 5-10% moves on alts and stuff, and you're not TPing aggressively or moving your stops, everything's round tripping, everything is stopping you out. You're giving back the profits you made in this really, really easy leg here in this here. And that's normal. That's the way this market is designed, right? So it's important to understand the different dynamics. And we had a question in here. Let me find it. think. Trying to see where. Where the hell is the, what's it called? Actually, I shared it here. It's a stream questions. That's what I'm looking for. So I have this section here that Talisman put up for you guys where you can ask questions throughout the week at like any time. We do these streams weekly and we're going to continue to do them. We had a few weeks off. I had some come up last week, blah, blah, blah. But I want to understand the questions that you guys have so that I can address them on these streams, because these streams are meant for you guys. Like, I want to give you guys the tools to use Woodsbot, the understanding of, markets, trading, all of that. So Kirby was asking, can you give pointers on how to hold trades longer and beat the mental game? So exactly what I'm talking about in understanding the different market dynamics, either trending or ranging, is that. So, it's going to be the same here, for example. You understand that, like, okay, things get really heated. Like, look at the RSI. Like, we are extremely, extremely overbought, right? Like, taking longs up here after a 32% move on ETH, the risk reward goes down dramatically as we go up. And eventually we are going to top and we're going to find a range. So it's important to understand that. And once we do end up finding that range, you're not looking to take and hold long positions like you did here on this breakout. A little easier to understand on Bitcoin. Let's see. Because Bitcoin, whatever, just say this is your rough range here, right? Like, we ranged for a while. And what happened? This was after an impulsive leg up, right? It's the same thing over and over and over. So if we zoom out, you can see we broke from a range down here. We impulsively trended up, even here with like vertically accumulation, continues up, and then we find a range. Now, you're not looking to swing big positions, hold off on these positions on taking profits until we break something like this, until we get that definitive break here that tells you that, like, okay, we're going to most likely trend in this market. That's where you're looking to hold positions for multiple days. That's where you're looking to enter on flips and breakouts and hold these positions for bigger moves, right? And the same goes for the downside. If we broke to the downside, like here, this came, like, what was this? This was like the war news, or yeah, I think this was the war news where like we had Iran and like the USA and all that shit, like the nuclear sites, blah, blah, blah. You're not looking to, well, you would be looking to short for a bigger move down. Market was extremely strong though, and obviously we reclaimed. And that just tells you that, like, if we break to the outside, you're probably going to get a very big impulsive move. But like when we actually definitively do break a range, that's where you're looking to play the trendy move. And the longer we range, the more longevity the trend break, the range break is going to have to either direction, right? So the same goes for here. We're at a pivotal point where we've ranged out now, like how many times, we test range low, test range high twice there, test range low twice there, test range high again here. And now we've broken down from the range. Now, it's going to be very important to see what happens next. Because if we do not reclaim this, we risk going and, retesting down into like 113, 111K into here. This little cluster, the retest of the old range, fill this gap in here. CME gap, I believe, is also in here. So if we are unable to reclaim this range, then we do run the risk of a further move down. And if we get that further move down, this range has only been, like, what's this? July 11th till, it's only been, I guess, call it a week and a half. So most likely we're not going to have a range break that's going to continue to trend unless the market just goes to shit or whatever. But like, I don't see that happening. right? The longer you range, the more impulsive and the longer the actual break will be and the trending move. So nothing's confirmed yet. We obviously are trying to reclaim this range, but at the same time, there's two things that can happen here now in the market. We either do reclaim this range and we make the push back towards the range highs, where either, again, we reject, or we flip. Now, if we flip to the upside this time, we can target all-time highs again, and we can target a move higher. But if we bearish retest here and we fail to reclaim this range, we run the risk of a further move down into filling this gap here and stuff like that. Now, if this happens, alts are going to continue to bleed hard, right? And this is where, like, if you were in shorts from up here, because what you want to do in a range, you want to get long here, you want to get short here, you want to get long here, you want to get short here, and you play the range until it's broken. Because if you're short up here and you get this range break, you get to play the trending move down. If you're long down here and we break to the upside, you get to play that trending move up. Sure, you can play the flip. Of course, you could short stuff here if you were, banking on a further move down, but it is riskier. And so if we do reclaim, you can long here with stops under here on basically any chart you want and play for the move to at least here, TP sum. If we flip it, beautiful. TP sum at all-time high, ride the rest as high as it's going to go. But that's why you try and play both sides of the range until it's broken, because when you do that correctly, you get to play the trending move when it happens. So if you're short from, anywhere in here and you've taken some profits, but now you're waiting to see if we reclaim or we trend lower, this is where you can hold those positions longer, right? So it's just a matter of understanding if we're ranging or if we're trending. When we are trending, that is when you can hold profits for longer. When we're ranging, you want to be more aggressive with your profit taking. You want to be more aggressive with your moving your stops. You want to be more selective with your entries. You don't want to play breakouts, right? Like, typically the breakouts are always the things that are faked out, and that's how liquidity just builds in here. And also, what we're seeing in terms of like 10,000 foot view of the market with alts, alts, like, let's see, we got one of the most bullish alts in the market. We have Pangu, an extremely bullish chart. This thing has just been trending up aggressively. It's still holding beautiful structure, like it's insane, but this has gone from the top. This has gone down 23%, right? Got things like XRP, extremely bullish, making new all-time highs. XRP is down 20%. This is a massive market cap coin. Like, it's down 20%. That's huge, right? You have Bonk. Absolutely bullish chart. This thing is down 25% from the highs, right? And so this is normal, right? You're seeing that alts are down a significant amount, while Bitcoin really hasn't done jack shit. Like, Bitcoin's just ranged in like a 2 to 3% range here. And while it's doing this, alts are just getting obliterated to the downside. Now, everyone starts freaking out, thinking it's over and stuff, but you need to understand how this market works. We get a range on Bitcoin. Typically in that range, Bitcoin dominance will spike up because we're building liquidity. Liquidity is moving towards Bitcoin. We then get the breakout, and we want a breakout with Bitcoin dominance also breaking out, because that indicates that money's flowing into Bitcoin. Market cap across everything is flowing into Bitcoin. It is a strong move. That's indicative of a strong move. And then as we top, as Bitcoin finds its top, and we get that rotation, you start to see, like, this was the 14th, right, where Bitcoin topped. You see Bitcoin dominance fall off. Now I'm going to cover Bitcoin dominance in a second. When Bitcoin dominance falls off, ETH BTC, which is the indicator showing the strength and market share of ETH over Bitcoin, rallies. And that's when you get this super crazy move on Ethereum and altcoins in pair. So, and then we range out again. And then what's happening? Alts are going down 20, 30, 10% in here because money is being taken from alts. And now Bitcoin dominance is rising again, right? Money is now flowing back into Bitcoin, and this is normal. This is normal market cycle stuff, and you need to understand these from like a 4-hour daily time frame because it's going to help you navigate the different parts of the market. And it'll be the same thing. We're going to range. We're either going to lag down here and get a retest, or we're going to go again here and we're going to break out. And Bitcoin dominance probably rallies, and that's healthy. Alts suffer a little bit. ETH lags. Money flows into Bitcoin. We get the next move to 130,000 or whatever. Okay, Bitcoin does this, tops. ETH then does the same thing, breaks its range, starts rallying. Alts follow that. Same thing. We'll start ranging again up here. Money will start flowing out of alts after their big moves back into Bitcoin. Ad infinitum, keep going, right? Until you start to break structure to the downside, then things change. But we're in a bull market, and we must treat it as such until proven otherwise. So I just covered a lot on a higher level there. So let me know if you guys have any questions about what I just went over quickly. Bitcoin, ETH. One thing I will cover first to give you an understanding too is Bitcoin dominance. So if we look at Bitcoin dominance, it has been aggressively trending up for a very long time with little to no pullbacks. We had a weekly bearish div here, great indicator of a potential pullback. I was calling this in the Discord for some time, like this is very big. We can expect a few weeks most likely of alt rally. And that's exactly what we got. We broke this and we got a very nice move down. And there's only been 5 times in Bitcoin dominance's history where it's been this low on the daily RSI. And I pointed this out as well. And we came right into a big support here, right? And now you're seeing alts suffer and drop 20-30% because Bitcoin dominance is now bouncing. You're now getting money flowing from alts back into Bitcoin, right? As it's gearing up, hopefully, for another leg higher. So understanding these different indexes and just kind of the flow of money and capital in these markets from Bitcoin to Ethereum into altcoins, and then altcoins suffer and money flows back into Bitcoin, will help you not only understand when you can hold trades for longer TPs or you should be more aggressive, but just kind of like the general dynamics of the market, right? And not start freaking out like, oh, we're pulling back, oh, alts are down 20-30%. It's like you got to zoom out always. It's like, okay, like, look at this. When you zoom in and you see that Pangu's down 23%, it looks rough. Look at this fucking chart. This thing has rallied straight for 5x since June 22nd. That's just over a month. This thing has rallied 5x, and most charts look like this, right? Not 5x, but just insane, right? These pullbacks. Like, this is so normal. This is natural. This is what everyone wants when the chart's up here. Everyone is just like, oh wow, I want to get into Pangu. I want to long this. Like I want to play this. And it's like, then we pull back 20% into like the most logical of levels, and people pussy out and they're like, oh no, like it's all over, it's gone down and stuff. And it's like, that's why it's so important to zoom out. Don't get caught in the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 30-minute. Use those for execution, but like plan and understand the market on a higher time frame. 4 hour, perfect for that. Like 4 hours, a beautiful time frame to understand the market on. And it's important to like understand, right? It's like, these are the pullbacks everyone prayed for, and now they're here and everyone's like, but freaking out and stuff. And it's like, that's fine. That's human emotion. That's human psychology. That's what you need to learn to trade against. That's how you become a successful trader. So let me know if you guys have any questions on that. Like I said, we just covered a lot pretty quick there. So let me know if anything doesn't make sense. If it does make sense, okay, well, looks like it all makes sense. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, guys, this is your time to ask me questions. Woodsbot one fired off, right? You have your 4 hour bear div here, indicating that like momentum is slowing on total 3. Total 2, same thing. We got to push higher because of Ethereum, but you had your bear div. Now you have total market cap. Total market cap is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins all into one chart. So you can kind of see like an index of crypto essentially. Same thing, bearish div. So this gave you the alert that on the 20th, you had a number of bearish divergences across the indexes. Now, that indicates to you that like the market is losing momentum on a high time frame. You should be cautious. You should be taking profits on the longs that you have from lower, potentially looking to hedge short, and not really looking to open fresh longs, right? Like this is telling you we're losing momentum on a high time frame. And this has an extremely high hit rate when you get multiple like this. This is telling you across the market we're losing momentum. So what you can look for now is the inverse of that. If we get another sweep down, you're going to start to get these 4-hour bull divs. And this is all going to be inverted, right? And on a higher time frame, the same way this played out across the indexes, you're going to get something like this. If we get another sweep down, you're going to have these bullish divergences, and you'll get combo div alerts saying like, across the indexes, momentum to the downside is now slowing. And if you're short from up here because you took shorts off of this indicator, you should be TPing some of your positions. You should probably be looking for some longs, things like that, right? So this is a very important bot to understand and to use, and I have a big explainer on this for anyone who is interested. Just let me plug my laptop in here. Thing sounds like a fucking airplane right now. What's going on, Santa? So yeah, just very important to understand on the higher time frame where we are with this. This can help give you intraday direction over like the next week or two, like beyond belief. This thing has such a high hit rate. They don't always play out, but like always use context with these alerts. But yeah, so if we do get another sweep, like I'm saying, we're going to get the opposite of this, and you can start to look for some longs. And so use the bots inside of here, right? Like whatever kind of alts you're looking to play, use these higher time frame ones like the 4-hour RSI. This is going to show you when you have 4-hour divergences. And you can use this to find entries on the next sweep. You've got your 4-hour OBOS. This is going to show you which coins are overbought or oversold on their RSI. If we get another sweep down and you get those combo alerts, it's like you can start to use these bots. These are higher time frame ones, so you could use these to swing, but you can also use the OBOS on like 30-minute for some more zoomed in execution on trades. When we get those divergences, right? Like we're starting to get close to a bottom. If you see the combo div, you can start to look for your triggers, whether that's RSI divergences, you're overbought, oversold, right? If we bottom out, you can go into the gainers losers bot. You can use 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute when we find that bottom to see the coins that are the strongest, right? Just a click of a button here. This is going to give you the top gainers or the top losers. And so you can look at these, right? It's like, okay, Kernel's gone up, the most in the market in the last 15 minutes at a 6.67%, right? There's probably something there. You can use the volume bot to tell you where volume's going, right? So, you can see here, even Kernel shows up. So Kernel's getting a lot of volume. It's showing that it's one of the top gainers. Like, let's see if it has low funding. Exactly, low funding, right? So this coin is being shorted heavily. It's one of the top gainers, and it has a lot of volume. So you can use these bots to understand that like there's specific coins in the market that you can look to play. And I have so many strategies for you guys built out in terms of however you want to trade, whatever bots you want to use to help you find trades. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. We kind of covered, overview of the market from Bitcoin, ETH indexes, the last 2 weeks, kind of where we are, what we can expect, as well as like, how you can use these bots and when you can use these bots to help you start finding trades inside of the market. If anything doesn't make sense, just let me know. If there's anything you want to talk about in terms of like emotions or whatever with trading, let me know. Yeah, so Bitcoin we covered. Bitcoin has just been ranging. And there's really two options here. We either reclaim this range, reclaim range lows, get a push towards range highs, or this is a loss of the range, and you know, we have like the bearish retest, whatever, and we trend down probably to fill some of this gap into like 113, 111, hopefully bounce from there, or you know, we come down into previous range lows. I don't know how low we go if we don't hold this range, but it doesn't look great for upside if we don't hold the range. So it's kind of two options here. We are ranging, so we've currently lost range lows. If we reclaim it, there are a shit ton of shorts built up here, which should really give us the fuel to move higher, because we have, you know, FUD of Galaxy moving and selling, you know, upwards of like $3 to $5, $6 billion in Bitcoin. We are absorbing that. There are massive shorts opening up here. Either they're going to win and they're going to print pretty nicely as we fill this gap, or they're going to be trapped, and this is going to be real nice fuel for us to move higher. So I'm going to go through the chat here to see if there's any questions. Updates on developments for new future features. Yeah, so we're working, you know, night and day on making sure that this indicator that we're coming out with is, you know, bug free and it works, and it's going to give you guys, whether you're a new trader or a developed trader, it's going to give you essentially, you know, everything that Woodsbot can offer you, but, you know, put into like a really neatly packaged indicator. So yeah, I mean, BTC short, Sandy, would have been ideally range highs. If you think we're going to break down, or we do break down and, you know, get a retest like this little thing right in here, you could look to short with like invalidation being a reclaim of this range. But, you know, we are extremely oversold. We have just swept range lows. We are in a bull market. So it is a bit risky of a short if you did not short from up here. You know, we're in an area where you're more so looking for reasons to long, but that doesn't mean that we can't break down. So if you have your triggers to short and stuff, you know, anywhere in this area, if we do end up breaking down, could play for a nice short. But I'll just say that. Can these bots be used for meme coins? No, so this is all more so like SEX, like CEX coins and stuff. The indicator we're coming out with can be used on charts as long as they're on TradingView to find new levels and stuff like that. So, but meme coins in the sense of like Pepe, Doge, Floki, you know, Fart Coin and all of that, absolutely. So we have every single alt on Bybit. Sorry. We have every single altcoin on Bybit included into the indicator, or sorry, included into the bots. So we'll tell you when there's divergences on them, if they have high volume, if they have funding that's showing up as super negative, whatever. Like all altcoins on Bybit are included into the bots, and you'll get those alerts like you see on the Twitter, like you see in the Discord. It'll show up across all those. But new ones are like on chain. No, it won't show those. Yeah, so Kels, I'll show you right here. So anyone who joins, I've like worked with the team and built you guys out an extensive bot education here. So like, I'll show you. We have bot overview. This is going to teach you exactly what each bot is, how to use them. You know, I have bot alpha, and so this, I teach you guys, you know, how to build a daily bias with Woodsbot, with exact bots, and WeiHow with a video. I teach you how to scalp with Woodsbot, with exact bots to use with a video. I teach you how to swing trade. You know, I break it down again, any and all bots that you should be using with a video. How to trade ranging conditions, how to trade trending conditions, how to find coins in low volume conditions, so like weekends, things like that. How to back test and find additional bot confluences with Woodsbot. So how to pair different bots throughout the Discord to find more confluences for a trade. And then on top of that, you know, I teach you specific strategies that you can literally learn one of these and trade every single day to make money. So I teach you how to trade with RSI divergences. Again, I show you exactly which bots to use. I give you a video. Divergences plus support and resistance, same thing. I give you the bots and the video. BTC and ETH 30-minute div into altcoin 30-minute divs. So this is a specific strategy. Trading using Monday's range with our Monday range bot. Break it down for you fully. Monday range with divergences. Trading using the OBOS bot, so the overbought, oversold RSI bot. You see this one all over Twitter. I teach you exactly how to trade with this, how to use the RSI heat map, negative funding plus top gainer and volume bot. So how we just looked at kernel, it's in the top negative funding. It's one of the top gainers and it has volume. This is how you can catch really, really big moves. So I teach you how to do that. So I show you full on. And on top of that, the community we have is extremely, extremely alpha. Like, there's no negativity, there's no bullshit. We don't have time for that. Like it is. Everyone wants to see everyone win inside of Woodsbot. You can ask any single question. There'll be 5 people, answering you how to help out. You can share a chart, ask for an analysis, whatever, and people will be there helping out. So on top of this comprehensive stuff I've put together, like the community is, top notch. I've seen so many people come in here from scratch and learn to use the bots from the education I've put together, the streams that I do, and then the community, and just turn into absolute killers in a matter of a few months. So if you come in and you apply yourself and you ask questions, like, you can become profitable very quickly. So yeah, there's a lot of education for sure. What can I do after big wins? Yeah, so I mean, emotionally after big wins, when you feel like, you get this dopamine surge in your brain and you feel like you're on top of the world, and like that can be just as dangerous as the opposite, where you're pissed off and you try and revenge trade and stuff, because you can think that like, okay, I'm somewhat untouchable, I can do this again, like, let's chase that dragon, let's like get that dopamine hit again, like that big win. And it's like, so you'll oversize, or you'll use some of the profits from the last trade a little bit recklessly, or you'll just enter a trade without it actually matching kind of how you trade normally, and right, just to be in another trade and to get that hit again, like to feel like, oh, let's make some fucking money. But it's like, then you'll end up giving it back. And, so you have to be disciplined in both sides of trading. When you take losses and you're really down and you're like pissed off, and that hurt, you just want to fill that hurt by like making back the profit you had before. And so you make stupid decisions, or so I just, when you make a big win, it's important to just step back. Like you did your job, you made a big win. If you made your daily profit or a few days profit, just like go for a fucking walk, go journal, go read a book, go like buy yourself a drink or some food or something. Just like take an hour or two away from like this, and like let your mind calm down, let your like neurochemicals and your dopamine like level out, and just like come back with a level head. But approach it in a way too where it's like, okay, just do the same thing you did, manage your risks, don't put more risk on, just do the same thing. If the next trade isn't a banger home run, who cares? Like if the next trade is just a minor win or even a minor loss, it's like, that's going to happen. That's trading. Welcome to the game. And it's like, so you do have to manage your emotions in both directions for sure. But I'd say just step away from your terminal, stop trading. You did your job, you got a big win, like just let it sink in, let your neurochemicals in your brain like balance out before you make any more decisions. Yeah, so the AI trading bots, so basically what I'm showing you guys access to is gold. Like this is the gold level where you get the 35 plus free bots. All you do is sign up under the referral link. Like that's it. There's no monthly pay. There's no, sign up fees, whatever. You just sign up under the referral link, deposit $500 into your trading account, and you just trade. That's it. Like we don't get any of, you don't pay anything. So by doing that, you get the 35 plus free bots that we offer. I don't even know how many there's like 35 plus, there's like 35, 40 in total. But then there's platinum access. So platinum access is the AI bot access. And the AI bot will give you trades where you literally just set limits. So there's a whole nother section of the Discord, which I'll show you here. Scroll way up to the not most recent trades. And this will give you trades, and they'll look like this. It'll give you exact entries. with exact stop losses. And this, you guys see it all over the Twitter, I'm sure. This is the AI bot where like all you do is you get these charts, you get the limits, you literally just set the limits. You don't have to use bots to do your own analysis or anything. And the hit rate and the success of this AI bot is astounding. It's fucking insane. Our dev, Crypto Native, is like, the guy is insane. Been doing this shit for like 40 years. Like, this bot is phenomenal. And so it's an AI too. It is continuously learning. It is continuously getting better, and it always will be. So this is what you get with the platinum access to Woodsbot. And to do that, you just have to trade with $1 million. Sorry, not $1 million, but you need to have 1 million volume in your trading month, which isn't hard. Like, if you have a port of like a couple thousand and you're taking 1 or 2 trades a day, if that, like, you can get to that 1 million mark. Like, it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. And then you can get access to this. So this is for like our supporters who are like trading on the ref link and doing some decent volume. You'll get access to the AI trading bot. So it's a little sneak peek of the alpha there for you guys on that. A little bit of sauce for you guys. But it's all up to you for how much profit you earn. Like, you know, it depends on the strategy you trade. It depends how much you trade. It depends if you know, try and push things in a rangy market. Like, there is no like guaranteed anything. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to you to use the community, to use the education with the bots that we offer. And like, you know, if you want to build yourself up as a trader, get active in the community, dive into the education, ask questions. And like I said, I've seen countless people become profitable within a few months. And it's like, this is the type of skill that, you know, catch a man to fish, whatever, he'll eat for the day, but teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime. It's literally that. If you apply yourself to Woodsbot, you ask questions, you dive into the education, you do the back testing, you manage your risks, and you learn along the way, you can turn this trading journey into something that changes your life, not this week, this month, but forever. So I highly encourage anyone who's interested to, you know, ask questions, get involved, look at the bots, go to the YouTube, go through the Twitter, and, you know, dive the fuck in. Like, this market is getting crazy, and it will for the next 12 months, most likely. And you really do have the opportunity to change your life. So, and what we offer for literally just trading on your own money is ridiculous. There's no other fucking company doing that. Like, the bots we offer, you guys all know Woods. You know Woods from Wealth Group or from Twitter. You know how much of a badass he is and how much he gives back and like how selfless of a guy he is. Well, that's exactly what Woodsbot is. He's developed this with the free tools for any level of trader. All you got to do is support on the ref link, and you can literally change your life. So, yeah, no problem, Sani. Ghost, Kells, thank you guys for asking questions. Savage, appreciate you guys all coming through as well. Take a look here. With the TP conditions you'll discuss today, can we also touch on moving stops break even depending on conditions? Yeah, so I mean, my general framework is like, basically, if we're ranging, you know, after a 2 or 3% move, I'll take my TP1 and move stops. Now, when we're ranging at my TP1, I'll take 50% of the position at TP1 at like a 2-3% move, just to continue locking in gains, no matter if they're like, you know, crazy massive gains, whatever. It's like a 3% move. I'll take my TP1, take 50% off the position. If we end up going 6, 8, 10%, great. You know, I'll keep slicing it off as we go. But if we're trending, I'll take my TP1 anywhere between 5 and 10%, and I'll only take about 25 to 35% of the position off, because I know the conditions that we're in, and I know that coins are, you know, probably bound, depending on my entry, to go 10, 20, 30%. So it's like, you know, I'll take 25% of my position off in trending environments at TP1 and move my stops then. You know, 15 to 10% I'll take a TP2, and then, you know, 15 to 25% I'll take a TP3, and just kind of play it by ear as it goes like that. But ranging conditions, 2 to 3%, I'll take my TP1 and I'll move stops. If I'm stopped break even, maybe I re-enter, maybe I just look for another trade. It is what it is. But as long as I'm taking home and securing those gains, then it works for me. you know, if I try in a ranging condition to take my TP1 at 5%, it's not going to work. I'm gonna round trip gains, and maybe it'll like flip back down into a loss for me, and it's the worst feeling ever. So, and it takes discipline to do that. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've round tripped in the last few days. It's like, you know, I can sit here and preach it all, but it comes down to execution, and it's, you know, I'm human. I'm not perfect. I'm not a professional. I can sit here and tell you guys this shit all day, but at the same time, it's like I've round tripped so much by not taking profits in the last week, right? Like, I'm not here to bullshit you. It's like, this game is tough, and but that's how I generally try to approach it. Yeah. All right, guys. Anyone else have any questions? Could be, you know, psychology, execution, Woodsbot, markets. Just let me know. I'm not gonna like look at any coin specifically. We'll just kind of have like a general conversation if you have any. But my laptop, it's not sounding great right now. Also, too, like when we're ranging, it's like, man, you really might only take 1 or 2 trades a day, if that. There's days I don't even take a trade, and I've grown to become okay with that, right? Like, I used to always want to be in a trade, and like it's destroyed my accounts so much by having that mentality. It's like some days I won't be in a trade for like 2 days, or I won't even take a trade all weekend, and it's like I'm okay with that now, because I know if I put my foot on the gas at the right time, I'll make really good fucking money. But I know if I put my foot on the gas at the wrong time, I'll lose that money twice as quick. So risk management, yeah. So anyone who is beginning as a trader, I do not suggest risking more than 1 to 2% on any trade, and do not have like 3 trades that are all risking that either, because that isn't how it works. You should only ever, as you're learning to trade, as you're learning to find out what your edge is, what your strategy is risk 1 to 2%. It is not about making money at the start. That is not the point. If you approach it from that, you will lose money. This market is designed to take your money from you, period. The exchanges want to take your money from you with the leverage slider, and the green and red P&L, and they want to fuck with your mind. The people trading against you want to take your money. The smart money trading against you wants you to act like retail. Like, it's not about making money at the start. It's about learning your edge and your strategy and finding out how to replicate that in the market statistically. So say you have like a 60 to 70% win rate, and you know that like if you stick to the strategy over X period of time, you'll be profitable no matter what. That's what it's about. And it's about not losing all your money in the process of that. So it's extremely important, if you're just starting out, that you only risk 1 to 2% max. And if you are just starting out too, what I suggest is only trading Bitcoin, ETH, and like Sol. Like, you don't need to be trading coins that are super low liquidity, low caps. Like, you're gonna get fucking wrecked, period. Like, you just are. These are more advanced coins that require a lot more care and a lot more understanding of how to trade. Just trade Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. Can you clarify scalping Bitcoin? Yeah, so I mean, it's basically this. Like, you can scalp these here, right? So you just need to understand where you're getting in, because if you're just opening and closing trades in here, fees are going to eat you alive. If you have a range like this, okay, like whatever, this is where the range forms, so let's not do that. But like, come down here, take a long, right? You ride that up. It's like a 1-2% move, right? You could short here, and then you could long here, and then you could short here, right? In here, you don't really know what's going on. Come here, maybe you long short. But like, if you just keep opening up and closing trades in here, you're just going to chop yourself to shit. So you just have to understand where you're scalping. And if anyone's in Wealth Group or even watches Woods Twitter, whatever, like, he's really, really good at scalping and trading Bitcoin. So just like, go check that out and pay attention to what he does. But you just can't be opening up multiple positions, just long, short, trying to like whatever. Just understand where you're at in the market, and, you know, play at least 0.5 to 1% moves, depending on like what your stop loss is. Yeah, I think eventually we are going to have the API on the Platinum as well. Yeah, these bots can be used on mobile. Are these mobile notifications on particular trades? No, so eventually we're working to bring out like an actual app for you guys where you can customize things like that. But currently, all the notifications work on your mobile as well. You just have to like go into the Discord and see. And yeah, it's all the same on mobile. What about crypto says? Nope, just want to confirm the community is huge and learn to be more active, but don't have sufficient time at the same time. Yeah, I love that. It's one of the reasons that we created the bots that we did for people who don't have a lot of time, right? It's going to help you just identify where and when to enter the market. Whether you have a full-time job and you only have a few hours, you can use the alerts and the bots to really help you with that. So it's a really good point. All right, we're coming up on an hour here, guys. So I'm gonna let Mello share his the ChatGPT like trading journal thing that he created for you guys. He'll throw a little write-up in the chat there. Maybe throw it into general chat so that people can easily access it. Did he just leave? Oh no, he's still here. So Mello is going to tag you guys in general chat for anyone who is interested, and yeah, highly suggest checking that out. It's really cool what he put together. Super easy to use as well, and it can be treated as like a trading journal to help you guys understand patterns and your trading, your emotions, and things like that. So. But I'm going to wrap it up here as we're coming up onto an hour. So Mello will tag everyone, and you guys can expect that there. This will all be recorded too. So anyone who wants to watch this back, Cypress will upload that probably like tomorrow or the day after, sometime this weekend maybe. And I will tag everyone. And yeah, enjoy your guys' weekends. Don't push the market too hard right now. Pick your spots, and there's still a lot of exciting things coming up. We are still in summer, so summers are typically slow. We've been blessed with a summer that isn't like previous ones so far. But don't push it on the weekends. Big things coming. And we'll run the stream again next week. Appreciate you guys coming through, asking questions. Yeah, appreciate you guys too there in the chat. And yeah, we'll talk next week. Take care, guys.